The grand design of this Lion Institute is to actually to support fully the district, but not take over the district, because the district have GLT coordinator and his team. Definitely, it will run as usual, as many years we have done so. So what did the Lions Institute will do? Tonight, I will just briefly explain to you the major modus operandi and details. I believe to Dr. Eddie, who has worked out all the details for you. Now, the district definitely will benefit from further development of the leadership, training and development with the Lion Institute. That is what we have in mind. And this leadership, growth and development is important to the district for future, for long-range development. It's not, so the Lion Institute is not looking at this moment, this quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fifth or fourth quarter, but into the long term. So when we have developed a good culture and strong, what you call a concept behind the leaders' values, then I believe the district will not need to worry about. Now, therefore, the Lions Institute is to complement and supplement the district effort. For example, maybe looking at the resource area, we can, I hope this year we can do something to strengthen our resources, not only in terms of intellectual abilities, but also our financial resources. And so that we not tax so much to the district. That's what we are trying to do. But for the intellectual aspect of it, I wish to say is this, that the world is changing very, very fast. Not to mention about the 5G or 6G, but the AI, the artificial intelligence, I think already more than into our doorstep is the ChatGPT. The ChatGPT is so powerful. So you talk about knowledge and information. It is a lot of trainer would have available. We just go into the AI, go into the internet, you can get it. So what we at the Lions Institute will do to further set direction for, hopefully, for the future of the district, which I say is long term. So it will not clash in any way with the district execution, operation, with some of people worried. I am sure, I'm very clear, this should not happen. I assure you, the district will be run by the district coordinator for GLT and his team. DG, I stated very clearly, here is to complement and supplement, and we will do some R&D research and resource gathering to further bring benefit to the district in terms of training to the Lions leader and also Lions members. Don't forget the classroom. So it's two major groups. If we are leaders, they are trainers, and they have been developed further into the concept of thinking, which I'm coming into it very shortly. Since 2014, the government used higher orders of thinking. We call HOT, higher order of thinking, skill in education. Malaysia is very fortunate. This part we didn't live up. We were one of them in the world, together with the world, who go into this thinking, high order thinking modes. And this high order thinking cultivates thinking and analyzing skill development. Sharing the knowledge in training is not enough today. And therefore, trainer must be able to apply the knowledge, application, and the concept, analysis, and critical thinking skill that to be equipped with our district trainer, district certified trainer, and so on. Yeah. the vision of our District Leadership Institute, at least we must map out, even though we are not too overly ambitious. We will state here by this year, we have a vision that District Lion Institute is to be the leading district in providing excellent training and development to the Lions leaders and club members. So we encompass from Lion leaders, trainers, to even ordinary members of the Lions. For the mission that we have in mind, the mission of the District Lion Institute is to provide quality education and training, and to the Lions leaders and club members in the district and other districts when required. Why we say when required? We will not, unless we are requested or invited, we will just open if this other district wish to have this sharing of knowledge, training that we provide, then they can come in. So we are not imposing it into the MD or some other areas. But if they find it useful and they wish to come and join us, with the consent of the district governor of that respective district, we can do so. That's in our mind, sharing this kind of abilities, thinking, and knowledge is no limitation. We utilize modern technology and updated training approach and techniques in developing our leaders' competency in learning and analytical thinking, so that they can play their role effectively. The Institute wants to cultivate integrity with good ethical values as core foundation for our leaders and members, so that they can display a healthy public image in the service to the needy communities. Now you look at the keywords here, quality education and training. That is what we aim to do, and the line to impart into the Lions leaders and the club members. Modern technology we are going to learn and apply, and then we will have to build up the competency in learning and analytical thinking skills. Integrity is essential for all leaders. If we have this integrity and good moral values in our leaders, then the district cannot go wrong. So they form a foundation for the district training as far as for higher and higher level. The rest of the detail I leave it to Dr. Eddie. For example, Dr. Eddie already conducted, including this year, the ACT, the Advanced Certified Trainer. And that is a high-power thinking session and program developed for that. The rest of the detail I leave it to Dr. Eddie to explain to all of us. Now, with the district governor team, we have this institute committee being formed to spearhead the what you call this institute implementation. So you have myself, greatly humbled and honored to be appointed as the chairperson. Of course, our district governor, Dorothy, our PCC, Dr. Yawachin, PCC Wong Chang Wai. Unfortunately, this morning he catch a cold. He told me he could not come because worried about the flu bugs that can spread to others. So he sent his apology. Of course, our DGE, Alex Oe, our first VDGE, Cassie Lim, and second VDGE, Sek Chin Han, current CAPSEC, Prakash M. Prakash, and of course, a GLD coordinator, Dr. Eddie Poon. So with this, it is my short introduction. The rest I leave it to Dr. Eddie. Can we put our hand together for Dr. Eddie? Thank you.
So first thing I would say that people ask me, what about the role of GLT coordinator? It remains the same as per LCI. So in other words, will participate in the development of the institute, manage and implement district training program, and promote our LCI program. No difference, all right? No difference. Now, different lies is that we want to do something that a lot of needs, a lot of issues have been raised. We want to solve all these things to help our district to progress further. It's hot. This has been used by the government, by the education institute worldwide. There's a level of standard everybody follow now, right? Worldwide. Now, so what I'm trying to do is that I have been using this for the last 8 years in this district for all the local training program as I design it. But I didn't share with you how we do it. So I started this with the ACT. All right, ACT have been done 2 times at multiple districts. At that time, PCC Wong Chan Wai was the multiple district GLT. So we do it in 2 times at multiple district. This year, under DG Dorothy, actually, I'm supposed to do it at multiple districts. All schedules have been done. Unfortunately, there's some politics in the multiple district. Some PDG in another district say that, why you want to do ACT? Can you lower the standard? That is where I talked to our DG of the day. I said, what do you think? All right. So he said, no, we will not lower standard. Why not we do it from B1 and invite others who want to attend to attend. If not, that's it. Because all the while at multiple districts, the few programs designed all come from B1. And I gave it, loan it to multiple districts. Since they can't do it, right? So I'm saying that why not we have institute all from here. We are willing to share with other people if they need to. That's how it goes. So based on this thought, okay, now, if you ask me, for those who are in education, we know, right? For example, if you go into school, all right, go to school, they train you first kindergarten, memorize, right? And remember, that's it, correct or not? Then as you go to secondary school, teach you some application. You're going to do your diploma, actually they teach you how to apply concept, apply. So in other words, I see a lot of lion share in the meeting, or this is what I do to bring members, this is what I do in the project. So a lot of people follow. But after a while, how come you are successful or not successful? Because you apply blindly, the condition may not be the same. So we got the next level is called analysis. Do you analyze the situation? So this is where if you go to the university, they teach you this in the university, level 4. You analyze before you find a solution. But if you do a master degree in university for 2 years, they teach you evaluate before you apply. You generate many solutions, evaluate different solutions, right? See which one is the better one, lower cost and more effective. So a different level it teach you, right? And of course the higher level is creating new knowledge. It's a bit different altogether. So this has been done in education. If you've gone through your degree or diploma, actually you cultivate all this thinking. My concept is, can I bring this to train the trainer, right? You don't need to go to university, you can learn all these things, right? This is where I started this. I want to train trainers to be able to think at high level as can. Why? Because it should be shared with everybody. It's not limited to university right now. And that is where I started this project over a few years. Right? And one of them is our DG of the day, right? She don't need to memorize and train, and she can talk like nobody business now, right? All because we develop people through time, you see? And I'm using this system because it's so successful, been used in many places. So I think that why not share with people, develop people thinking skill right now, then all learn together. That's how I see it. The key point is this way. Why we need this? Since the government started and the worldwide using this system, even this year when I conduct training, right, especially B1 participants, a lot of them are professionals. And they ask a lot of very critical questions. So actually, I find that a lot of trainers could not answer their question unless you're able to cultivate thinking, right? Because of this, I say it's timely lah. With the break off with B3 and us, it's timely we move forward, and to what we have, we train many people to this level, whatever we can right now. So in future, so that at least people a thinking person, a thinking trainer, a thinking leaders, all right? And that is what I hope to achieve for people. Clear? That's what I say. Let's move on. Don't worry. This has been taught in the ACT. And DCT, I also introduced this. But they no need to do all these things. Right? But we will slowly cultivate people. So if you look back, basically you're talking about how it's talking about analyze. Now, this term under the DG, I introduced few things. Analytical thinking, decision-making process, and using technology in training. Now, people always ask me, LCI gives us a lot of data, correct? With all the data, what do we do with it? We don't know. So, in the DLM, District Land Leadership Management, and District Emerging Land Leadership Program for President, the ones for Cabinet, I introduced technology in training. Higher level for the Cabinet one compared to President. Analytic. So after they attended that one, some of the feedback from the DC, and they say that I didn't know as the DC membership I can use all this to analyze. Immediately I should use it right now. Why don't you train it in the beginning of the year? I'm testing whether you can catch up. All right. So then decision making process. How do we go about doing it? I'm testing it the first time. See whether people go up. True enough, a lot of youngsters, all this, they can. A bit of coaching, I had to coach them a bit with many data. All right. Then they say, oh, now with this, when I go to club, I have to analyze certain data. Then I know the issue. With the issue, I can think how to solve the problem. Correct? So this is where all the DG team attended, and they say that it's very good. Why not we do something about it? All right, keep it in the district so that train others so that more people know and how to use it. That is where it comes in. So logical thinking, and I do all this thing. The last logical thinking and undertaking we introduced this year. Critical thinking at a higher level, I've done it at multiple districts 2 times. Under this called district strategic thinking, right, management, 2 times, and many PDG have gone through this before, right? But because of pandemic, we didn't do it, so we'll come back again. Right? I will talk about it as we move along. So this is where we want to cultivate people. Not only good for leaders, it's good for yourself and also for your work, and the way you're going to lead. That's how it goes. Now, so I came up with a certain training program standard. Now, I have modeled over the government guideline for education. And that government guideline follow the world standard. The certain standard you have to follow. So I model over certain things. It's talking about develop depth of thinking. And I'm trying to build it for the district, region, zone, club, and key office, club officers for this group. And these are things that I'm trying to work on. Able to apply concept and applications, able to analyze, evaluate, and using logical and data in making decisions. If we use these tools, we will have less problem, less conflict. Why? Because it's based on data. It's not how I feel, but based on data. All right? Tested it already for 2 groups. It works very well. And so we can move forward with it now. Then, in terms of the program standard, we will apply the HOT in few areas. Program learning outcome. That means whatever program been designed, it helps to achieve certain outcome. I think many of you who attended this year training, you know, all right? Then assessment of learner learning. We want to assess how our learner learn to help them. For example, the ACT 2 months ago, we just do it, 12 of them. It came from the now B3, A2. A2 also asked for it, A2 and our B1. Because it's only about 12 to 13 participants, a small number we want. And so for all those 12, the facilitator will personally coach them to do it, design and run it. All right? We want to coach these 12 of them for all 3 districts so that they can help in their district when they finish it. That's what you want to do. Huh? All right. So selection of learners for each training program, and of course the trainers. So we have all those things that will apply the certain standard. So in other words, if you can do this, it's fantastic. But I can't do it alone. That's where we form teams. We form teams. Now, so what is progression? For the leadership pathway, emerging Lion leadership program for those incoming president. All right, I use it program instead of institute because we introduce analytic technologies, decision-making process for club president. Very specific, all right? And next term, DGLX year, I will introduce one more topic for all the leadership. Is called sustainable management, right? Because it's very important. So I introduce this topic across all the three. So district line leadership management is for cabinet members and potential cabinet members. And so for all the program I introduced, there are different levels. This one level 3, level 4, and this one level 5, right? Now this one is that we have done it 2 times. We stopped because of pandemic. It's for multiple levels. Strategic leadership, actually I designed based on MBA in service management. So in other words, if you are CEO of NGO company, right, what are the areas you must know? What areas must be aware of when you talk to your key leaders, you understand what they talk, and how do you lead them to the next level? It's about strategic thinking. So we've done 2 batches already. Many PDG have gone through it. So we may want to do this back again. I'm not sure whether this term or next term. All right, if you got money, then we want to do it for senior lion. So future lion who want to come out to be DG of the day, instead of doing the 2 years of MBA, the 1 week there, you train you to see something else. It's also good that one day, if you attend all this course, when you want to do whatever higher learning, your thinking skills are already there. It helps you very fast, right? So my concept is share with you, right? How the way we develop leaders in education. This is for leadership. One thing I have to say, okay, there is some agreement with B3, okay. There is, when I run these programs, those programs that they want, all right, we will offer some seat to them, some place for them, all right. We share with this. I think so far A2 are quite interested, B3, so we share with them, all right. We share with them. Then in terms of trainers, 2 pathway, district certified trainers, right? And this group of trainers, we go beyond presentation skill, able to organize materials into a whole piece of training program, although you don't develop it, right? That's one thing. Then for ACT is using hot approach, which I use the hot one up to level 5, how to guide them to develop a program. So they must improve over existing material. In other words, they have to do some improvement over other materials, 30%, and write instructor guide. Very different here. Over here, because I introduced how to conduct training online. Online, how people behave in online learning. So to pass this test, they must present physically and present online. Tougher, right? For this one, it's harder. Not only the right instructor guide, they must present and people understand. You will get someone to use the material that you write and the person present. If participants don't understand, you also fail. Because you must write for people, right or not? This is what happened. So in other words, we want to cultivate learners that way. Now, someone asked me, youngster asked me, which I shared with them earlier. Technically, you will ask me, I never attend any train-the-trainer program anywhere. None. Right? I just attend the Lion. Then I developed these two. All right. I train this. With this cert, plus my corporate training, I applied to HRTF. They give me exemption and got the exemption. So far, me and Frankie Lim have got it. All right. I didn't say that you will get it, but I'm saying that it opened door. All right, open door. Because I designed the program based on the hot levels. So if they want to verify whether they want to accept it or not in future, I got all the data to show. All right, in line with the way they design, the way they approve programs. So now a lot of training programs want to work with institutional higher learning to accredit their training program. And I started with Lion that way. Right? So there's one thing. So there's pathway. Then for youth development, it don't go on this pathway. Why? Because after a while, they go to work, left school, they will join Lion right now. So their thinking pattern different. So it's more on modular. Youth presentation skill, youth leadership, and their youth career knowledge. How do I go about? So there are many more will come. So that one I have to work with our DC youth, all right, to look into this. What we want to do under the institute is not overnight, over a period of time. We slowly develop. So in other words, if you look at all these things, we want to develop a group of trainers in leadership, trainer, and a group of youth. So in other words, we want to develop people. So institute will form cluster, right? A cluster, all right, to do it. And then overview, you notice that those club members, they have a chance to attend district emerging leadership program, key officer schools, and micro topic. Micro topics are some short topics that we're going to develop based on the needs of the club or the zone for half an hour, then how to apply it, then a lot of training will be done in the club and zone level. So more trainers have the chance to participate, right? So it will not be past and gone. You can still come back, we will rebuild you again, and you do it. Then of course for club president and past president, they got this topic to go. Then as you go higher up, you got much more. So each micro topic will be a different level of thinking skill. So what we're trying to do is that under the district, you want to groom people. So at least they grow. See, the world have changed. The world have changed. Even today, I attend a meeting, they are saying that how can we increase 30% productivity using the same labor force? But that's the reality today in the whole business world. Even education, how can we cut down 30% of employee and yet we maintain the level? That's reality. All right. So in other words, the only way to do this is knowledge worker, knowledge trainer, knowledge leader, right? Using technology to help us to achieve a higher productivity. There are many ways, and this is where I gathered a lot of people who are experienced in our Lion itself to help to share, all right, to help leaders to groom this. So it's collectively, we do it together. Then we are going to do some collaboration. So under the institute, we can do collaboration. One of them is environment, which with the life group, all right? So they have a team, but we want our trainers, not everybody, they have passion in it, come forward. I will work with the people on the materials and cater for our Lions so that they can promote to their club right now. Create awareness and work with the specialists under their team. Invite them to give talks. So in other words, we're going to promote a lot of environmental things. You can work together, right? And of course, sustainable management I'm going to introduce under the Lion. How the way we manage and sustain. And then we can work in universities. In fact, under Wong Chan Wai at multiple district, after 5 years over, we have planned to do even the diploma in something with certain universities. Unfortunately, he didn't continue as the multiple district GLT. So we stopped there. So I thought if we under B1 itself, institute, in the future, we can do many things with the university. Because if a training design is based on hot level of thinking, it's very easy to blend in with college and universities. And one of them, a lot of youngsters that join our Lion are 60% young people. And these people like CSR, like a lot of things, they're activity based. Why not give them opportunity? Cultivate thinking skill. They can blend in the many university courses, right? And then maybe it could be a career. For example, if you can get a maybe you're able to think this way. When you go for postgraduate diploma in CSR or ESG, whatever form, you can work in many listed companies. This is a requirement by the government. All listed companies must have this. In the next 5 years to come, all companies must implement ESG program. So you look at this, if youngsters with such certification, they can join all these companies and yet be a lion and serve. So our long-term direction is working towards that. And there are many, many black box here, waiting for many of you to bring up ideas. If workable, we will adopt it, correct or not? We adopt it. That is what we want to do. All right. So in other words, we give a pathway for trainers to come together. Let's do something. All right. Just before all of the still got one more, I think. Now, let me share that I came across one company. All right. This is a training company, worldwide training company, very famous. Pandemic shrink it down. Privileged to talk to them about something else and designing something for them. So this company is very unique. They have a group of graduates, young graduates, working with them, designing leadership training program for school and colleges. No, a series of it, supported by multinational company with CSR fund. So my thought is that these private companies do all those things. We as Lion, we can do one more step. Not only training the members, we also can cultivate a lot of youth with a developed certain program, and they can use to train the schools and college graduates. And we can do that to the community. So training not limited to members, but also to communities. All right. The only thing I need is, what are the needs? What are the things that are required? Then we can work with certain parties to develop program where we Lions can do for the community as a whole, not a person, as a whole. And this is what we came up with as a group. We can do something, all right, something. So that's why I say that we will. So for next term, we will do some survey. You show the analysis. Then we come back. We see what we can do stage by stage, not overnight, stage by stage. So whereby all of us, young or old, we can do something, right? We can do something. We can do something. So with that, thank you. Any questions?